Okay, that's the first part of the workout done anyway. I've actually got a client in a few minutes, so I'm going to film this workout in two parts. I'm going to move on afterwards, get a bit of incline work done. I just did multiple sets with 200 kilos, almost using like a cluster, I suppose almost like a cluster set. I would do 5 reps with 200 kilos, racket. I don't know how long the rest was, 45 seconds, a minute, thereabouts. I don't know, I wasn't really timing. I was just going as soon as I could, and get another set and then another set. So I ended up working up to 3 decent work sets with 200 kilos, and that felt really heavy. By the third set, it was tough. I'm just using different devices and techniques at the moment. You guys have heard me moan a lot recently about my elbow. It's been giving me a lot of problems. So over the last couple of weeks, I've really backed off the heavy stuff. I've still been hitting push movements and still been doing okay stuff. I'm still able to go reasonably heavy on a standing push press. But in terms of benching and seated presses, I've had to really back off the weights because, and I haven't actually done any direct tricep work for 2 weeks as well. It's all been incidental work through assorted pressing movements. And to be fair, it's starting to feel a bit better. I think it's tendonitis, but the difficulty with tendons is they take a long time to heal because they don't really have their own blood supply, or they've got a poor blood supply. So it's a combination of a bit of rest to reduce the inflammation, anti-inflammatories, which to be honest with you, I don't really do anti-inflammatories. I'm not really a big fan of them. And just lightening up the loads a little bit and getting lots of blood in the area, but just with much lighter loads. So this is the first time I've actually touched a bench, to be honest with you. I've been doing dumbbell work and machine work. This is my first bench press in a couple of weeks. So strength's obviously gone down a little bit, but it's still okay. But I just thought trying a cluster set might work. So I'm sure if I was to put 220 on there, 240 on there, I'm sure I could probably move it. But just to kind of allow the connective tissue a bit of time to get used to it, I just thought I'd stick with about 200 kilos. And the cluster set was very effective. Anyway, I'm going to go and set up for my clients, and I will finish the rest of my workout in about 45-50 minutes. Right, I just hit 180 for 8, which is alright. Because this is my first bench press session back, strength isn't obviously, I'm not full strength, I'm not full strength, Mark, but it was okay. I think what I'm gonna do, because originally I was only gonna go up to 4, oops, I'm knocking my, yeah, originally I was only gonna go up to 4 plates. But I think I'm gonna try 200 kilos. Don't know what I'll get with it, but I'm gonna use this more as a reminding the body what it used to do a few weeks ago. I'm gonna try and get a triple thereabouts. Yeah, I should be good for a triple, maybe 5, something like that, and then I'll cut off there. Even if there's more in the tank, I'll cut off there. As I said to you guys earlier on, the idea of today's session is it's just reintroducing my body to a little bit of weight. I've been allowing the elbow to recover for the last couple of weeks. I stayed away from heavy bench. I've done some heavy push press, but I've done no heavy bench at all. I've done dumbbells and machines, nothing else. And I've done no direct tricep work. And as I said, the inflammation seems to be going down, it seems to be working. So why not throw 200 kilos on an incline to re-aggravate it? But yeah, you guys know I like moving weight. It gets a little bit frustrating sometimes not moving weight. So yeah, I think 200 kilos, call it a day, and 200 kilos on the bench on incline is not bad at all then. So I know I've still got a little bit of strength left. All right, I'll check in a minute. Finished. Session is done. Done in 2 parts today. Like I said, I had a client. I just couldn't squeeze everything in, so I did bench press to start with, and then moved on to incline press. I know in part 1 I said I was going to go on to incline cambered bar, but I ended up just sticking with the axle. I just thought going on to incline cambered for my first pressing session back might be a bit troublesome. And I'm kind of opening myself up to the risk of tweaking something or whatever, because cambered bar is absolutely phenomenal. I use it all the time. But I haven't used it for a couple of weeks. So if I'm going to try and move a little bit of weight, trying to move a bit of weight and using a cambered bar all in one workout, might be a bit of a recipe for disaster, but even so, not too bad. So, yeah, to start with, flat bench, 200 kilos, worked up to a cluster set. 15 total reps with 200 kilos, which was nice. Cluster sets are just a really good way of getting quite a lot of work done. You don't necessarily need to use absolute maximal poundages, but 200 kilos for 5 is, not too bad by any means. But then, putting the bar up, sitting up, resting, I don't know, 30 seconds, minute, whatever it was. I didn't time it, but I just went as soon as I felt I could. I'm doing that 3 times, so I was pleased. Not bad for a first session back. And then in part 2, obviously moving on to incline axle. 200 kilos for 5 was okay. Was all right. 180 for 8. Certainly wasn't the easiest I've ever done, but again, not too bad. And I was pausing on the chest a little bit as well. They weren't the longest pauses ever by any means, but they were long enough to kind of eliminate a little bit of that momentum. And yeah, so I'm just going to reintroduce my body to a bit of weight over the next few sessions. I'll probably go back up to 5 plates next time. Again, it's just letting those wrists, letting the elbows, letting the shoulder joints, everything, just get used to holding a little bit of weight. So the idea of today's workout was just waking myself up a little bit. And this is why I said to you guys, it's very, very, very important not to be a complete slave to the program. It's important to listen to your body. You guys know I follow my own program of sorts, whereby I'll have a heavy session, a bodybuilding high volume, high rep session, and then I'll do a kind of support session. So normally if it was chest, I would do, I'd work on something like a heavy bench press, a heavy incline press, something like that, and do a tiny bit of support work. The rep ranges tend to be in the 5s or below. My bodybuilding workouts will be dumbbells and machines and those kind of things, and I do a lot of sets and a lot of reps, and the rep range is ordinarily anywhere between 10 to 30 rep range, and I throw intensity techniques like drop sets, supersets, giant sets, things like that, pre-exhausting, post-exhausting, all of the good stuff. And then my third workout is ordinarily exercises I find useful for supporting my main workout. So for the bench press, I might do something like a pin press. I sometimes will do like a cambered bar press. I've got a bank of exercises that I do. So that's ordinarily what I do. So that's my own program. And ordinarily I do find that this really, really helps to avoid overuse injuries and all those niggles and stuff like that. But tendonitis came along, and I'd been fighting it for a couple of months now, probably 2-3 months maybe. And it was just getting progressively worse and worse. To the point that it wasn't just hurting, when you train. I can deal with that. Training always comes with its own boo-boos and things. But it was just hurting all the time. If I was driving, it was hurting, If I'm eating, it hurts. If I touch it, it hurts. If I leant on something, it hurts. So I just thought, you know what, Mark, stop being ignorant, and just give it a little bit of a rest. And, certainly not perfect by any means, but the pain has gone down significantly over the last few days. So, sometimes there is always validity in having a little bit of rest, more changing things up. Okay then, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Now, views recently have been down quite a lot. The algorithm really hates me. And I was actually talking to my brother the other day about it. And he was watching a kind of YouTube video, because apparently the algorithms are a bit wonky and they're all over the place. And what seems to be happening is, even if you are subscribed to someone, you don't necessarily get notified that they've dropped a new video. I tend to try and drop a video every other day, so every second day. Most of the time I've dropped a video, and I've done that for the last few months. So if you have missed any videos or you haven't seen me posting, I have been, I assure you. So go and check out the channel. There's some pretty good stuff on there. But I never get a massive amount of views anyway, but recently, I mean, I've been getting less than 100 views on quite a few of my videos. And it's just a shame, because I haven't done anything different. You know, the videos have been reasonably good quality, some pretty good stuff. So I was wondering what's up, and I mentioned it to my brother, and he was saying he was watching some of a quite big YouTuber talking about that. So don't forget to hit notifications if you are subscribed to the channel. You know, it really does help. At the moment, I'm, in terms of subscribers, in the high 800s, not far off 900 now. I think it was 893, 4, something like that last time I looked. So we're getting there. So 1,000 isn't necessarily all that far away, but you know. But thank you to those of you who take the time to comment. Happy Limpet, you're on me all the time. Mohammed, you're on me all the time. Genuinely, really appreciate it. Robin Muirhead, you're on it all the time. Rob, you're on it all the time. Username unknown, you're on there all the time, and it really, really does help. So, you know, thank you very much. And also, it's just a little bit of encouragement as well, because I genuinely look at this as a little bit of a passion project. You know, it's quite good fun doing all these things. But sometimes you're like, oh gosh, I put all that effort into kind of editing cool videos and stuff like that, and like three people viewed it or whatever. But you know, you see some other things out there, and you're like, hold on, that just got 500,000 views for something that, you know, does it really warrant 500,000 views? But if the algorithm likes you, the algorithm likes you, you know, and it doesn't like me. So you guys, you know, posting regular comments, it's nice, and it really does help. So anyway, that's enough moaning. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit notifications, and all that good stuff. You guys take care, and I'll speak to you soon.